Hello everyone, welcome once again to the class of history. In this video, we are going to discuss about the Mansabdars and Jagirdars, and I'll tell you that what is this Mansabdari system and Jagirdari system under the Mughal Empire. Okay, so this is the very first slide which talks about the Mansabdars and Jagirdars. So let's begin. Basically, before I tell you what is mansabdars means, I want to give you certain background. So this was one of the system which was one of the administrative system under the Mughal Empire, this mansabdari system. And you know that what is actually mansabdari system. So mansabdari system was mansab basically refers to a position or a rank, and the person who is holding that position or rank is known as a mansabdar, right? Suppose if I hold certain rank, then because since that rank is my mansab, and since I'm holding it, or any person whosoever is holding it will be considered as mansabdar, right? So I hope the meaning of mansabdar is now very clear to all of you. Now, basically there were certain criterias under which these mansabs were fixed. Before that, I would also like to tell you that the Mansabdars under the Mughal Empire were recruited from diverse backgrounds. It was not only that they were confined to certain families or certain set of people. It was like that some were Irani, some of the Mansabdars were Turani. So they were included from different or the diverse background of the empire of the country. It was not only that Mughals only give uh, it was not running on the hereditary positions were not hereditary in nature, right? So basically now there were certain criteria under which mansab was fixed. It was fixed. Basically there were salaries which were fixed according to the mansabs. There were salary which were fixed, then there were rank which were assigned, then there were military responsibilities under how the grading was done for the mansabdars. And you know what's zat? Zat is basically a rank, or it's a numerical value or a salary of a mansabdar, right? So a numerical value depending on the salary or rank of a mansabdars were decided. So basically zat is a rank. Now, the higher the zat, the position will be higher of that particular mansabdar. So, person who is having a rank of zat of 5,000 and the person who is having a zat of 7,000. So, definitely the position and the salary will be more of the person who is having a zat of 7,000 as compared to the one of 5,000. So, this is what is um, done under this system, right? And this entire Mansabdari system was introduced by Akbar under the Mughal Empire. Moving on to the next slide. Okay, now let us understand that what is military responsibility. So Mansabdars and military responsibilities come side by side because the people who were required to maintain certain number of savars or cavalrymen, and how were they determined? So they were determined on the basis of savars. So basically, the mansabdars or the people used to maintain a specified number of savar or cavalrymen. You can see here, the people who are on horse are known as cavalrymen. So basically, that was maintained. And basically, you know that why there was a lot of military responsibilities which were also given to the mansabdar, so that at any point of time, if there is any kind of rebellion in any of the jagirs means the area of land which was controlled by the people, by the mansabdars, and definitely they were assigned a jagir that I'll let you know. So if there's any interruption or any intrusion by anyone, then at that point of time, the mansabdars would have sufficient set of people in order to overcome that situation, or to handle the entire thing. So that is why the cavalrymen or the savars were maintained by the mansabdars, right? So moving on to the next slide. Okay, as we see now, what is Jagirdars? Jagirdars is basically the people who are the owner of the land. So Jagir is a plot of land, whereas the people who is holding that Jagir is also known as a Jagirdar. So basically what happened in this, Mansabdars received salary as a revenue assignments called Jagirs. That means that the Mansabdars were only given the Jagirs or the area of land as their revenue assignments, which from where they have to collect the revenues, and they have to uh, get their income, and as well as also give it to the emperor. Basically it was somewhat like iqtidars and iqtidari system, right? So it is similar to iqtas, because you know that iqtas also, we have iqtas also is also known as the plot of land, and basically the person who is holding that land was known as iqtidar. Whereas when we talk about the mansabdars are the people who are holding certain rank or positions, and instead of salary they were given the revenue assignments, wherein they were required to collect the revenue from the land that was allotted to them, that was known as jagirs. But you know that it was different from Iqtidari system. I said that it is written somewhat like Iqtas, but it is different from Iqtidari system. That means that this is somewhat, Iqtas refers to Jagirs only, but then in Iqtidari system, the Iqtidars used to reside in that particular Iqta, but in Jagirdari system, it is not so. The Mansabdar do not reside into the Jagirs or to the area which was given to them, that is only known as Jagirs. So whereas they had rights to the revenue of their assignments, which was collected them by their servants. So that revenue can even be collected by the servants of the Mansabdar. So it was not necessary that the Mansabdar is collecting in person by them, but rather it can be collected by the servants of the Mansabdars, right? So this is what is the difference. Moving on to the next slide. Now, was this Jagirdari system profitable? So, whereas when we talk about the Jagirdari system profitability, so basically, it has a different effect under the different rulers' time period, because when we talk about Akbar reign, means Akbar period of rule, Jagirs were very carefully assessed, and like, so that the revenues was roughly equal to the salary of Mansabdar. So basically, you know that salary was fixed as per the uh, rank. So basically, when we talk about the people who are having higher rank is often given higher salary and higher military responsibility. On the other hand, during Akbar's ruling time period, it was taken care that whatever the revenue was collected by the Jagirs was equal to the salary of the Mansabdar. So that was, some was equitable distribution, and the Mansabdars were able to cope up the situation, and were maintaining the things in a much organized way. But what led to, during the reigns of the other rulers, when we talk about Aurangzeb, who was probably the almost this last ruler, because we often consider last powerful ruler, I must say, because after that Bahadur Shah Zafar is also there. But then when we talk about the Mughal emperors, we often take Aurangzeb as the last powerful ruler, because under his reign, uh, during his reign only, the empire saw a period of decline. So basically, when we see the Aurangzeb reign, there was no longer the case. It was the actually the revenue which was collected by the Mansabdars were often less as compared to the salary of even Mansabdars. So could you imagine that they were not even able to get the revenues which was equal to the salary of Mansabdars? Means whatever the revenue was being collected was not sufficient to pay, and was not sufficient enough to pay even Mansabdars. So that was a little bit bad situation of that time. And there was also an increase in number of mansabdars. So when you have more mansabdars, you need to give them more of the jagirs, and more of the revenues should be collected. But it was, system was very haphazard, it was opposite. So that is why what happens, because of what happens, there was shortage of jagirs also, because you have a confined land area. What happened, jagirdars used to extract the maximum revenue, which was against the peasants and the class of people. So what happened, they suffered tremendously, because when you are taking more than required taxes from anyone, or generating more of your revenue, it will not be profitable, and definitely the people will rebel against you, and they will not like you, because they are suffering a lot, right? So it was rather exploitation by the Mansabdars to the peasantry group, so which was not convenient. So this is what is a Mansabdari and Jagirdari system. I hope you all have understood. So thank you so much.